Um, so, what do we know kids really love, right? They what? They do love candy. Okay, I was looking for technology, right? Kids love technology and they love leaving school. All right, just being outside. All right. So, on the next part of the presentation here, we've talked a lot about the technology. I'm going to talk a little about getting kids outside. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Okay. So, I work with the Mountain Institute. The Mountain Institute is a global organization. I do not get travel around the globe. I work within the Appalachia program. That's where we're going to focus today. I am an education coordinator for the Mountain Institute. I spend my days writing grant proposals and talking to teachers all over the state. It's an incredibly rewarding job, and when I'm not doing that, I'm standing in a stream or in a forest and picking up insects. The Mountain Institute has been around since 1972. We are located up on the top of Spruce Knob in West Virginia. We've been working with public schools. We've refocused on public schools since 2004. We serve 1,000 to 1,500 kids a year, both up at Spruce Knob Mountain Center and traveling around the state to meet with teachers and sending staff down so teachers feel a little bit more comfortable taking their kids out into a stream. We support them any way we can. So, a lot of travel involved. I'm going to show you a quick video. All right. Just real quick before I do that, a little bit about the Spruce Knob Mountain Center itself. All the images that you're going to see here in a minute are taken up and around Spruce Knob Mountain Center. It's a 400-acre facility. We have a bunch of funky-looking buildings up there called yurts. We have Americanized the yurt, made it wood and solid, and it doesn't move. And we are surrounded on three sides by the Monongahela National Forest. So we have a tremendous amount of opportunity to get students out and show them all kinds of different things in the environment. We staff about 20 field staff a season. We staff up big in the fall and in the spring when schools are in session. Those staff come from all over the world. Most of them are from the U.S., but we do have international staff coming in also. Our staff all have a college degree. They're Wilderness First Responder trained. They, in their experience, have experience working with children and a lot of outdoor recreation experience. And those are pretty much our only requirements for staff. We like our staff to come to us with all kinds of different backgrounds. When they do that, they are bringing those backgrounds to the students they're working with. So a lot of students spend time with our staff, especially in the high school students, just asking about where they've been, what they've done, and how they can get involved in stuff like that. So there's a bit of career development in there also. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show this. This is a video that was put together by an individual who interned for us for a month and then went back to school and came back 6 months later to me saying that she wanted to do a project for her media arts class and was wondering if there's any way she could involve the Mountain Institute's Appalachia program. I said, sure. Why don't you kind of go do an impartial survey of our students and teachers who have taken part in the program to get a feel of what kind of impact we're having out there. She did that. She threw some photos into it, and this is the result. These are all words, unscripted, from teachers and students. Maybe I'll just have to say it.
My family's in the middle of nowhere, but when we pull up on the bus to go to TMI, and the road is about probably 4 feet across, and they're going to take a school bus, and it had just snowed, I think that was a big surprise.
Just being out there is totally different. It just brings everything to life. Everything that you learn in a classroom, when you're out in the field, it's just suddenly, it's so much better.
Many of the students have become more interested in science. There's been an increase in interest level, increase in participation, some students here actively compete when there's limited seating at a field trip.
Is more real to them because middle school students are concrete thinkers. They need to be able to see and touch and smell and taste, what they are learning, and this makes it real for them.
These kids get so excited, they're like, what else can we do? They come back from TMI and they want to do everything. I want to test the water. I want to plant trees. I want to do this. Could we have a yurt? They come back from TMI so charged, and we can say, okay, let's harness it.
I mean, I've had students write poetry about it. I've had students write songs about it, create Facebook blurbs about it. They definitely take it and make it their own.
You feel like you're doing something that's part of a bigger picture per se, because the data that we collected is getting contributed to all the data across the state, and there's a lot of interaction and networking between other groups to gather data to develop a more holistic picture. And I think being involved in something that has a broad scope and the work you're doing in class is applying to something makes it a little more gratifying.
Of course, not all students are straight A students in the classroom, but sometimes the ones that give you the most problems in the classroom are your best students outside and outdoors.
Whether you're a rich kid or a disabled kid or a learning disabled student, doesn't matter when you're out in the woods. Even though a lot of the field trips involve a lot of arduous living and working and hiking through the woods, planting trees, eating unfamiliar food, sleeping in sleeping bags, that doesn't seem to faze them. They still want to do it. And I've rarely heard any students whine or complain, as they're wont to do if their pencil breaks or their notebook isn't to be found, but they don't whine about standing in cold stream up to their knees in freezing cold water, or slapping at bugs in the forest, or being cold at Spruce Knob when there's ice spitting out of the air at 40-mile-an-hour wind, and they don't even whine about that.
I like how if you find a brook trout in a stream, you know it's going to be a healthy stream, you know it's going to have high oxygen, you know the nitrates and phosphates are going to be good, you know it's a clean stream no matter what.
But whenever we drive down the road, and now that I see sycamore trees, and I'm like, I'm really excited because my mom's like, what are you looking at? And I said, look at all these different trees. After you learn about something and you really look at it in the outside world, it's really amazing what you can find.
Okay, so what can they do with it? That's the question. We want to do something with this. Now we go back to the classroom. And what they can do is bring it into what we call project-based learning. That's a big buzzword in the education system these days. And this is where students collaborate to investigate more deeply questions that they come up with on their own while they're out in the field doing these things. They use the technology that Globe has, and then they use the GIS technology that our education has. A lot of our teachers have already been through Rick Vandenberger's programs, so we're extending on that. It's a nice, real good community. All these programs are coming together really great. All the data, these kids are collecting data in our our Appalachian Watershed Stream Monitors program. The data is collected on the basis of the DEP Save Our Streams protocols. All the data gets fed up to the DEP. All right? We have sites all over the state. If you guys are understaffed, and there are data points that you need out there, and you can break down the collection of those data points into a few simple steps, you have free help. All right? We're going to be out helping this summer. We got a program running, and we're going to be collecting data points for the National Forest, the MON, and I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, keep the teachers in your county in mind. Okay, they can really help you, and you can help them a little bit by getting them over the hurdle, over the fear of using the software to begin with. All right, thanks a lot for your attention.